Welcome to the Dream Life is Real Life podcast. I'm your host, Hanna Hermanson. I know it might seem cheesy or cliche, but if you've got a sleeping giant inside of you, or you just feel like you're made for more, then there's no coincidence you landed here on the Dream Life is Real Life podcast. Listen, as a girl from small town Wisconsin who decided to go all in to her dream life vision, I know how crazy it can feel to chase after wild ideas. Since leaving my 9-to-5 job in academics back in 2015 to becoming a yoga teacher, a life coach, and now a digital nomad, currently living in Merida, Mexico with my husband and Labradoodle, I know that all the cheesy cliches are true. I've watched a lot of my dream life become my real life right in front of my eyes. Oh, and I've learned a whole lot about sales, business, and marketing along the way, and I want to share all of that with you. So here, you can consider me your friend and mentor. As a certified business coach, success trainer, international speaker, author, and copywriter, I've helped hundreds of coaches and entrepreneurs build, scale, and enjoy their online businesses. So here on the show, you'll find the real people, concrete tactics, and weekly motivation and inspiration to make your dream life your real life. I'm going to let you into the nooks and crannies of these dream lives and dream businesses and offer lots of real talk along the way. Because to be a true leader in whatever you're endeavoring in your life and to create a legacy that you're proud of, you need a tribe lifting you up with you on the journey. And I've made it my mission to be that partner with you. Because after all, we are all in this together. By the way, if you'd like some help improving your business and life, then we just might be able to help. Head on over to dreamlifeisreallife.com to learn more about what we do and how I might be able to personally support you and just continue this conversation in making your dream life your real life. All right, let's get to it. Dramatic pause. Ooh, I didn't know how this would feel. I was feeling inspired though. If you're on video, you can see I'm basically in my pajamas and delightfully sipping out of my Dream Life is Real Life mug. Because this is not an end to Dream Life is Real Life being a sentiment and a mantra. It is an evolution though. So this is 90% likely, probably, almost definitely the final Dream Life is Real Life podcast. Now, I say that because I've learned a lot about myself and this process. I mean, in this last 6 years of having the podcast, the business, the dream life. And one of the things I've learned about myself is that I am always evolving. And sometimes I circle back around to things like living in Mexico, for example. So the reason why I'm recording this final episode is because it's time to draw a line in the sand. And as with every beautiful ending, it creates space for new. So I'm going to share a little bit today about why we are wrapping up the show and also where we are going. So no guest, just you, me, and whatever you're sipping on. Like I said, I've got my Dream Life is Real Life coffee. Whew. Okay. So if you have been listening for a minute or half a decade, I'm Hanna Hermanson, your host, and I firmly believe that dream life is real life. This whole vision, this whole website and show and business was born out of my desire to be a role model and create a space for people who wondered, isn't there a better way to do this whole life thing? And that was in 2016. And if you have been alive or awake for the past 5-6 years, so much about 2016 feels like a different world to me. So this show feels like a pair of pants that I'm just outgrowing in the most beautiful way. It's time for a new leg. Oh, there's a good pun, right? Okay, so you've been following the journey. You probably have an idea of what Dream Life is Real Life is all about. And if you don't, you can go to the website. You can listen to old podcasts. We're not like blowing this thing up, right? This will live on. And I am so incredibly grateful for the 160 plus souls that this show has connected me to. When I started the business, like I said, I wanted to like become a role model because I didn't know who was doing life outside of a cubicle. Like I was really just kind of hitting the sidewalk and looking for ways to make connections and learn from our guests. And it was a beautiful thing that so many of you got to join in on the learning. I think back to recording in some of the most, cringy environments. Honestly, I've taken the show around the world, into closets, into crappy apartments, and now into the house from my vision board. When I started the show, we're living in Mexico. We're doing so many of the things that I asked folks about on this show, and I experimented with, and I brought into exercise, right? This show was so much of a learning opportunity and experiment for, I know, not just me, but many of you listeners and the participants, right? So just so much love that I want to share. If you're a listener or if you were a guest, thank you, thank you, thank you. We really have made Dream Life Real Life for lots and lots of people, including me. And what I'm at now, it feels like I said, a new pair of pants. So in 2020, we all experienced a paradigm shift. And if you've heard me, kind of talk about the woo side, either here on the show or in other presentations I've given, we as a whole, like as a universe, we're moving into a new paradigm. And it will go until 2027 when we have radically different systems and structures and ways of being than we've had for the last many hundreds of years. And this breakdown really of systems and ways of being started in 2020. The pandemic was obviously a great incinerator to start this process, but we all know there's no going back. We're not going back to how we were in 2016, whether that's marketing or business or just our personal lives. It's going to continue to evolve in what I foresee as really magical, feminine, expansive ways. So the other things that happened for me in 2020 was that I got married, I left America, and I opened the doors to our done for you marketing services. So over the last several months, years now, it's again become very clear to me that it's time for us to all wear a new pair of pants around here. So we're shutting down the Dream Life is Real Life show, and we're going to start new opportunities for you all. So if you want to be in the loop for what's coming next and where we're going, which may or may not be off social media, stay tuned for that. Go on over to dreamlifeisreallife.com/penpals, because yes, you'll get added to the email list. And yes, I have people tell me all the time that we are a bright spot in your email inbox, and we'll get to be pen pals, and you'll get to see what is next and exactly what we are doing now. And I say we because there is a beautiful and mighty team behind me now, and we really are on to something different than solopreneurship or business coaching or just talking about dream life and how to get it started. We're really looking at how to lean into it, how to expand it, how to live in your zone of genius, how not just leave your zone of ugh. And if you're on the email list, all these things will start to make more sense. There's so much more I want to share, and I'm going to. So join the email list. Whether you've been a listener or a guest or a best friend or an internet voyeur, thank you, thank you, thank you. So what's coming next is I'm stepping into my power, friends. I'm going to show up more fully. Really, that's what this is about. And there's going to be another podcast in my zone of genius. And that is bringing you the real talk about marketing. I know I could not even spit out the words marketing when I started this Dream Life is Real Life podcast. And what I have learned in growing the Dream Life is Real Life brand, as well as the Done For You business and my coaching business in the past, is
really valuable, and I've been holding it back. And it's time for you all to get a better in-depth understanding of what is working in the feminine approach to marketing. This is part of the new paradigm. We're moving from masculine structures into feminine. And you all know we're not going back to 2016 ever, ever, ever. So I want to bring you to the leading edge of what I know, what I live, what I embody in our business, and what I do for work, what we do with clients. So if you've been looking and wondering, isn't there a better way? All these great conversations and all these great ideas and all these different ways of thinking about marketing or thinking about business are helpful, but I want to give you the framework, the shortcut, and start to show you what we have found to be true, both on the energetic and the strategic side of marketing and enrolling and expanding your vision, the one that you'd like to get paid for and the one you'd like people to know about. That's what we're going to be talking about in the next iteration of how I'm showing up, that we will be sharing with you via email. So one last time, drop over to dreamlifeisreallife.com/pen pals so that you can stay in the loop and we can keep hanging out and you can really see the inside of real life, what we are doing in done for you marketing and how you can join the party and see the results that we're seeing and hang out in our corner of the internet in a more authentic, real, open, feminine way. Another dramatic pause. This has been amazing. I love you. Thank you. And I hope you'll step onto the other side of this line in the sand with us. That's a wrap.
And don't forget to hop on over to dreamlifeisreallife.com/show for specific goodies that we talked about today and access to continue the conversation with these guests as well as myself. I cannot wait to see what you create. Until next time.